Okay, kiddos. So I am eating mussels and clams today. Oh, so look at that. I got some over here. Mine in the bag. Mussels and clams. And so I've never had mussels or clams before, but I saw this video and they was eating it and it just looked so good and I was like, I want some. So I went to Mighty Crabs. Oh yeah. Something. Oh gosh, that's good. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised at how good it is. That some Cajun sauce. It's hot too, spicy. I got the Mighty Special. I guess it's all of them Cajun. That's good. This one didn't even have none in it. That's good. Okay, I got black mussels and green. So here's a black one. Black one. I think I like the green ones the best. I don't know. I like the clams too. That green clam is so good. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, it's so good. I think that was a good one. Empty. Oh, butter. That green one is good. So I got a half a pound of each. So, I can't. I'm sorry. They gave me some gloves. I'm talking to them, but this right here is going to be. Ooh, a little bit messy. That's good. Hey, Peanut Cat. asked for it hot. It is definitely hot. I think last time I didn't ask for hot and it wasn't. Clams, green mussels, black mussels. I think I like, I don't know. It's a tie between the clams and the green mussels. Let me try a clam. It's so good. Yeah. Try black one. Oh. Pour some butter sauce. No, I said I was gonna make my own butter sauce, but I was too hungry. I had to come here and eat. Okay. So, well, I don't know. I think it's the clams is the best. Let me try this one. I think I got a mixture. I think this is a black one. So I'm gonna put it with this clam. Oh, it's running. That's good. That's very good. Okay, I need to find a black clam. I think the meat easy to come out, so I think this meat goes in here. Black clam. Yeah, I like it better. I think I like the green mussels. The black one. So good. I'm glad I saw this video because I don't think I've had oysters before, but I don't think I've ever had clams or mussels. And I've been missing out. For dang show. For dang show. See, that's why I think. Yeah, that's the meat for the black mussel. So I'm just gonna get. No love is way better. Oh, it's way less messy. Spicy. I love the spice. I definitely love the spice. So, Mighty Crab did a good thing. Oh yeah, this is hot. I wonder what the spice level would be considered. I think I got like this is very good. So, for my kids, my future kids thinking about trying it, you should do it. It's pretty good. I mean, we know corn is good. It's so spicy. So good. My nose running. Oh. So I was out. I've been this morning I cleaned up. The kitchen is very nice. On my hands and knees scrubbing the floor. Sometimes you just gotta get down there. But I have a new vacuum, and so instead of sweeping, I vacuum the floor, which has been working out very well. Or at least today it did. I felt really good about it. And then I studied some schoolwork, and I went, excuse me, to Hobby Lobby, and got some stuff for my costume, because you know my show coming up next week. Well, my kids know. Some of my kids know. I don't know if all the kids know. But I got a new burlesque show coming up next week. Well, I got these long ass nails and making a cape. So I went to Hobby Lobby to get some stuff to go on my cape, some glitter. I looked for like glue and stuff and spray paint, but then I figured Walmart would have it for cheaper, and they did. So I got it at Walmart. And speaking of Walmart, I went to Walmart. I got these little tiny little circle beads at Hobby Lobby. That's gonna be hopefully outline my name. I hope it looks good. But then I went to Walmart and got the spray paint on. I got some more ribbon because I'm gonna do embroidery around the edge of my cape, the edge of all of the edges of the cape. I'm definitely gonna have to come out and show it on my channel. But and then I went to Kroger because I needed to get some groceries. Although we got a freezer full of meat, I got steaks and beef and scallops and lamb. But I needed some vegetables, some herbs, some fruit. I want to make Barilla tacos, but I have pork, so I went and got some stuff so I can. Really, I didn't get anything. I got corn tortillas because I like corn. But I already have the meat made. I tried to find some dried peppers in Kroger, but I was not so lucky. So I was thinking like maybe I won't do it with the dried peppers, but I don't know if it could be considered Barilla if it's not. I got some fresh peppers, so I was like I could use those, but I don't know. Maybe I'll go to the store and get some peppers. I don't know. For right now, I'm just thinking I'll make it without the dried peppers, but I kind of want it to be as authentic as it could be, even though I'm using pork instead of beef, because that's what I got. I got pork. And it's like shredded pork that I cooked. I guess I gotta finish up the last ones. That was so good. I feel so full though. I didn't think I would, but I definitely feel. They look kind of creepy though. So, all right, let's get into it. My last bowl. Got some potatoes left. Mussels, green. I guess I got one green one. Mostly black ones left. A few clams, 2 potatoes. But that sauce down there, that sauce is banging. Ooh. So I'm gonna put some Cajun seasonings all over it. This probably ain't helping it with the hotness. Or maybe it is helping it with the hotness. And then I'm gonna pour some butter all over everything. But I do think next time that I should make my own butter sauce. Like, I really think I should do that with like ginger seasoning, similar to what B Love does with hers. Garlic, butter. Chicken stock, all that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna attack the black ones. That was just good. That Cajun seasoning. I do wish I had a little more lemon though. All right, clam. Feel good. Oh, this one has both in there. Take my bowl up. So it has both the black one and the green one. The green ones, I'm sorry, this is the green one. This is the black one. The black ones are smaller. But the green ones, are kind of stuck in there. But the black ones just come out very easily. So that must mean it's cooked good. Wow. I could have started that one for last. That was very good. Oh my God. Now, I'm a clam and mussel girl. Green mussels. I love it. Black mussels, they all right. Clams, good. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Just going. Like I gotta eat it in a time fashion, but I don't. I had ordered a 6-piece chicken wing because I've been watching people eat chicken wings with that 2-time spicy sauce on it. I ain't got that sauce yet, but I think I need to stay off of YouTube because when they eat something, I'm like, oh, it looks so good. I want to eat it. Well, the good stuff, not the gross stuff. Like I watched this one group, and they had some gross things on there, and I was like, I never want to do that. This food is so good, so important. But I guess the lesson of today is to make sure you plan for your future. It's really important. If I had a thought this in my head when I was 19 and 20 and then done the work, 40 would have been a lot easier, a lot better. I mean, I see that in Will's life. He made a lot of sacrifices. He was like, don't do no debt, save as much as you can. And he's 50 something and, it's paying off good. So I'm thinking that, I could see this with my kids. Like, they start right now saving just as much as you can. It'll become a habit, and by the time you get my age, 41, you'll be living a pretty good life, not really worrying about what you have to do. It's a different thing when you navigating through life when you have to do something versus you doing something that because you want to. And so part of this is, yes, you have to take care of yourself. You can't depend on nobody else. That's not how it is. Although some people think, well, I didn't ask to be in this world. No, you did not. You got the privilege. There's so many people that probably wish they were still alive today. I don't know if Georgia wish she was alive, but I wish she was. Honey. And so, life is very precious. Last one. Oh, I got left with potatoes. So, we have the power to live our life how we want it to be. So you just decide, what do you want? Then you go for it. And I think the key is making sure that what you want in life comes from within you. Wanting a marriage is good. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But then so many marriages are not good. And so I think we should just be intentional about wanting a good marriage. But also, if we get into the marriage, then we do whatever we can to make it good. Because marriage could be really good. It can be really fucked up too. But it can also be really, really good. It seems like I've only been eating for a few minutes, but it's been 23 minutes. And I am full. I got one more potato. But I'm just hoping. Success looks different for everybody. I was watching this show. I think it's called A Million Little Things. I had started watching it a while back. And then got off of it and got to something else. But I'm bored, and so I'm watching it again. And I'm like, and I'm trying to, like, at first it goes, this dude is like, this one friend has cancer. And his other friend would go with him when he has his chemo treatments or whatever. And, we don't know. I don't know firsthand, nor my kids, about this, but I've heard that it can be very brutal to the body. I mean, it's poison basically trying to kill these cancer cells, and it ultimately kills good cells too. So anyway, I'm watching the show, and then this guy's in there. Somebody, I went to Harvard, and he brought him a picture because, like, you sit there for hours and hours and hours, you just stare at a wall or you sleep or whatever. So his friend brought him a picture from his view from Harvard when he was back in school. Now, I don't know, this dude looked like he was 30-something, so he had been out of college probably for a long time, but Harvard is Harvard. If you go to Harvard, I mean, that's amazing, right? So this man joking, singing, they made the other people laugh in the cancer unit because he was there for his friend, which is like really sweet. And I was thinking like, is there someone that I need to be with? That's, everything that everything that I experience, whether it be I hear it or I see it and hear it, touch it, or all of the above, see, hear, and touch. I I'm absorbing these things from my perspective, and this is like me building up my knowledge of experience, so you can make better decisions, better choices. I know that I've had a lot of experiences um, to get me to 41, and I want to continue on making really good choices. So that when I get 51 or 61, if I get to live that long, then it's gonna be like quite amazing because it's intentional. It's gonna be what I want it to be. So it's not gonna, it may not look on the outside like, oh, she got a good life. It may not look like that because it's just for me. It's my life. And so my life is not gonna be the same. So that's the same kind of um I guess thought process I need to have when I'm thinking about my children growing up and figuring out life, seeing what they want to do, what they want to be, um, or what they want their life to be, because I think we often focus on what do you want to be when I grow up, and it's like I want to be an engineer or a doctor or a policeman or a computer programmer, like, but that's not who we are. That's just what we do. Um, to me at least, I think some people are like created to be surgeons, but it's still just what they do. It's not what they are. And so I am changing, and this is just for me, but I'm changing my mind process to think not what do my kids want to be as far as occupation, because that's just what they do. Because you can do anything, it doesn't matter. You can wait tables, you can computer program, you can be a lawyer, you could be a nurse, you could be a doctor, you could be a cheerleader, you could be a dancer, you could be, I mean, I think just as many people out there. There's just as many things that you could be because we're all unique. Each of us bring a unique thing, even if it's maybe the same position. But so when I ask my kids what do they want to be, I think maybe the better question is, what do you want your life to be? Like, what do you want? Write it down. Go back to it. Erase some stuff. Add some stuff. Laugh at some stuff because what you want at 20 is not going to be the same as what you want at 30 or 40 or 50. Because at 20 you like, I want some kids, but at 40 if you ain't had none by now, usually I have had some. So those things changes. I mean, for some people it may be like, well, I've done all my goal setting and my career, and I've done all that, and so now I'm 35 or close to 40 and I'm ready for kids. So everybody is at a different space. I am 41 years old and I have 4 children. I had a 5th pregnancy before my last baby. So I've had 5 pregnancies for 4 live children, and I'm good. I don't want any more children. I know like 10 years ago, I thought about it when I was 31, 32. I think I thought about it. I was dating this really amazing guy. He's still pretty amazing. We just not together. And he's still amazing. So am I. But I thought about, we even talked about it, like, I think jokingly, but jokingly yet serious. You know what I mean? Because it's like, we don't know if we're going to like actually be together and take this thing and how we will blend our families or whatever. But so, yeah. But now I'm like 41. I see I have an empty nest now. My daughter moved out over a year ago. My son moved out almost a year ago, my oldest 22-year-old. And then my daughter, she moved out. My youngest daughter moved out at 12. She was with her father. She's going to be 17 in a few weeks. And so she's almost gone, but not quite. And then my son that lives with me, he graduated because we have 2 boys and 2 girls. So 22, he moved out like less than a year ago. 19-year-old daughter, she got married and she's been gone for over a year. She lives in Virginia, and she's in nursing school. Then I have my youngest son. Jalen, he just graduated. He turned 18. He works. I don't know what else he's gonna do, and he can stay here as long as he's respectful. He can stay here and save his money and figure out what he wants to do. I think his first goal is to. I'm just looking at myself so far. Wow. His first goal is to buy him a car. So he is saving up. And it's real easy to save when you don't have no bills to pay or you don't got to buy no groceries or nothing. It's real easy to save, but he loves to buy gaming stuff. And, it's so easy to access this stuff because we don't really go to the store a lot, but we have an Amazon account and he has, a bank account where he can order stuff online and get it shipped in. And if it's off Amazon, it's shipped for free. So it's like so damn easy. And then I have my youngest daughter, who is 16 years old. She lives with her dad, and she's been living with her daddy for a few years now. I don't know if it's 3 or 4 years. I want to say 3.5. Maybe next year to be 4. But I could be wrong. It goes fast. But she has been living with her dad for quite some time. And I was not the best parent that I could be for her. I'm willing to admit that. I think I did some things that I thought were really good, even though a baby probably didn't feel anything. Like she still felt like abandoned or alone or lonely. I've had all those feelings, or abused, hurt. I'm definitely not a perfect person, so I'm pretty sure I played a part in all of that. I mean, I birthed the child, so definitely played a part in it. But I'm hoping that no, it's no hope. It's I know these things, so it's not a hope because these are the things that I'm doing. But I continue to put in the work on myself, like take care of myself, do what I need to do, and then things come up, like things come up when you take care of yourself. It's like you can be creative, because I've never thought I was very creative or artistic, and I can't draw and I can't sing, but I have a lot of, and maybe I was limiting my thoughts to saying, okay, I'm not creative because I can't draw or I can't sing, but I am very creative because I think of many ways, especially when my kids were younger. Like, even though we were poor, I still like thought of many ways I could get my kids access to the things they need or to the community that they need. And when you are a young I was gonna say single mom. I wasn't single at first, but young broke down family. It was easy for me because I wanted to be a mom, and then I wanted to do certain things for my kids. Like I wanted to volunteer, I wanted to coach, I wanted to be around them all the time. So it wasn't difficult to me. That part wasn't difficult. I think the difficult part is that I was struggling with not having enough financially for these kids, because it's 19 when I started, 24 and just nothing. I think, I can't even remember if I had a job when I was 24. Maybe I did. And just, yeah. So, honey, it was not that great. And I often focused on the parts that were not that great instead of focusing on the parts that were great, like the things that I was doing as a mom, volunteering, coaching, cheerleading, taking my kids here, there, and everywhere, making sure their friends are involved, making sure they have a social life, making sure I celebrate with them with parties, dinners, trips, etc. Making sure I expose them to traveling and flying. That's something that I never got to do when I was a younger kid. And so, like all these things, like I took my kids to Washington, D.C. when Obama was in office. And it seems like such a small thing, when I think about it, when I look back. But back then, it was such a huge thing to be a single mom, and really, on the poverty line, but willing to sacrifice that so I can give my kids an experience. I mean, I could have done anything else with that money, but I chose that. And I don't know if they appreciate that or not, but I feel good about it. And so I've been thinking back. I have selective memories, so I ain't gonna say I have selective memory because some stuff I want to remember and I can't, because I've trained myself since I was a little kid to block out things because it was like pretty rough. It could have been way rougher. Let me tell you, my childhood was rough, but honey, when I hear about other people's stories, it seems like mine was, I'll take it. I ain't gonna say that it was good or a fairy tale, but it's like, thank God I had the childhood that I had, because it could always have been worse. And I do recognize that the childhood I had created me today. You know, the kind of mom that I was. You know, I could have I could have done some things better, but I think I should have taken more time to celebrate all the good things. You know, with my kids too, I think I spent a lot of time trying to make sure they act right or look right, you know, and not necessarily say your hair got to become a certain way, you got outfits, but it's just like when people see them, I want them to say, "Oh, look at those sweet old kids." Sometimes kids ain't sweet, because you know what? Sometimes adults ain't sweet either. And sometimes everybody can't be sweet all the time. And I had to let these kids feel how they feel, and they had a rough life. I ain't gonna say really rough, but I mean, it wasn't as rough as mine, but it wasn't peaches and cream either, honey. They seen their daddy, those poor kids, and so I should have been celebrating more. And I don't regret it, because it's like it's nothing about regret, but I'm just like, oh, I see how that could have made such a positive impact on my life, and I would have been here looking so good. But I do think that my last relationship, he saw he's like, I saw me as broke down, just everything broke down, nothing good. Like I can't even talk to myself good. Like, and my therapist told me that 80% of our thoughts, not just me, are negative. So it's not just me, but that's what I just thought it was me. Like everybody else look like they got it going on, honey. They look good, they got it going on, they attracting what they need to attract. And here I am over here just getting dumped on, it seems, in all areas of life: personal, spiritual, my financial life, my married life, my career goals. It's just like, what the hell? And then I realized, guess who has the power to change it? So while I'm up there mad at whoever for whatever reason, I'm holding myself back, or stopping my forward progress. I'm just like staying stagnant. And so I'm mad. Oh, he know how hard I work. He gonna give me no raise. It's not nobody else's responsibility to make sure that your financial life is good. It's mine. And so I had to go to my boss to be like, look, this is what I need. And he gave me that. And then I was like, oh shit. So I started working more and doing more and collaborating and getting connected. And I was thinking, like, my skill level is a notch higher, not because I'm smart or anything. No, it's just because I have the experience. I've been there, and so longer than other people. And so I'm like, if there's people on my level, but they're getting, or not even on my level and experience, but they're getting paid more than me, I'm like, oh, this is where. Then I went through the cycle of getting mad again. Talk to myself, Nick, you don't deserve it. That's why they thought you would. If they thought you was good enough, they'd give you the money. So I said, honey, I got to take I have the power. So I was like, I want to ask what I want. And so now it's good. I mean, but I still feel like, based on my experience and my research that I've done, I deserve more. And my boss said that I should get a bachelor's degree to get more. And I was already in school. So I had been in school for several months. When I asked for this certain salary, he gave me half, which I'm grateful for that, honey. Please, please, please. And then I love the position that I'm in, because it's a mess, but I get to do it how I want to do it. So it's like, yes, please. Yes, please. But but I get to, yeah, I get to say, what do I want? If I want to be married, then I get to be married. If I don't want to be married, I don't want to be married. And it's not that. I think my thing is not whether I want to be married or not. I do want a man. Like, I want a man in my life. But it's just, it can't be just any man. Like, I'm not gonna accept just anything in my life, because I'm very precious, and I'm valuable, and I'm beautiful, and I'm luscious, and I'm so sweet. I'm over here living in peace and prosperity land. Even when I go back to those negative programming thoughts, I still come back to my peace and prosperity that says, you are beautiful, you are valuable, your life matters, people love you. Like, this is true. And you know how I know this? Because people tell me they love me. And I tell myself I tell myself that I love myself. But I also tell my people, like, that's love. Just me loving myself, me telling my people, that I love them. That's really it, because what you give out is what you're gonna get back. And so I don't have to chase for anything. I don't have to um be like, I gotta find love. No, I have a lot of love. You know why? Because I give a lot of love to so many people, even people that I don't even know, like the homeless people. Honey, when I be cooking for them, I think it may be time to cook again. I haven't cooked in a while. I want to do some soup. That'll probably be really good. They probably like that. But I got a lot of love to give, so it was funny. Who the hell was I talking to? Oh, my daughter. I was just telling her kind of the same, it's kind of along the same lines. Like, it's like I would love to have a man, but that's not the end all be all thing in my life. Like, if I get one, that's great. I'll be good. I'm doing the work on myself, so I'll be good for him. If I don't get one, that's good too. I still got a lot of people that I'm gonna love. And my daughter, she said, "You're gonna die alone." This is something I've heard from toxic men. They say it's black women that are gonna die alone, but in actuality, it's the black men that are dying alone. They're dying alone. They're dying young and alone. And you know why? Because they're not taking care of themselves. They're not loving themselves, and they're not giving what they need to give to their people so that they can be there for them. So dying alone is not, I'm dying single or I'm dying married. Because I know some men that are married, but they haven't been, with their spouse, and they dying. So are they considered to be dying alone? Yes, they are, because it's not about having a marriage certificate, whether you dying alone or not. I give so much love out to people that there's no way that I'm going to die alone. Just like I give everything that I need in this world to my people, I'm going to get exactly what I need when it's time for my journey to transition out of here. I'm going to be just fine, whether I'm married or not. So, but I thought that was kind of funny that she said that. I was like, honey, this toxic stuff they trying to teach us, like, we not valuable. What do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? But then I can't go back and forth because I don't want to do that though. But I do have to set my boundaries. Like, I have allowed people, and it's my fault. I can't blame nobody else. It's me. My body, my mind, my energy. My beautiful feminine energy is amazing. And so people want to tap into that without paying the cost to be the boss. So I had to just set some boundaries with some people that was in my life, so-called just friends. So if you're just my friend, you can't rent no rental space in my head for free, or rent any space in my intimate presence for free. That is reserved. And it's probably my fault because, you talk and you joke around and then they feel like they can go further. So it's on me. But I don't want to ever restrict somebody, because one man said that he was like, oh, I was just joking. And he was like, I'm just me. Or the other one, I am who I am. And I'm like, I wouldn't want you to be anything else. But if you're going to be my friend, which you are stuck in the friend zone because you are not trying to chase me, I haven't seen what you got to offer or nothing. But if you're going to be my friend, then you have to respect that. And if you just can't be yourself around me because that's part of yourself, then I have to block you. And it's just that simple. Because I'm going to get what I need. You know why? Because I take care of myself. And I'm going to get the people I need. I'm going to go to the places I need to go. I'm going to get the money I need. I'm going to get the opportunities I need. I'm going to get the exposure I need. I'm going to get whatever I need because I take care of myself. And that's the key here. But it's really important for us to say that, like, this journey of getting to know myself and speaking to myself in an affirmative way. I just wish I had it when I was 9. It's okay. I'm going back to talk to a little 9-year-old girl too, because I think she is the reason why I will cut people off real quick. Like, even people that I really care about, like, that I really want to have a relationship with. But I'm like, no, because she's like, no, we're not going to let nobody hurt us. And so she 9, but she 41 at the same time. And so it's like, I don't know why I say 9 years old. It's something significant about that. So I need to go back and look in my periphery and try to figure out what the hell. But something happened when I was 9 years old. I think that's when I got popped on my titty by my grandma. R.I.P. to my granny. She died 6 years ago. I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday, something like that. She was 80 something. I don't know if she was 81, 82, 83, something like that. And I think 5 weeks before, my kid's grandma died. And so I'm just still very sad about that. Like, even today, it's like, with my grandma, it's like, yeah, I'm sad, but my grandma was like old. And so it was like, she lived her life. She didn't really do much else. But with Georgia, I wasn't ready. You know, she was just walking around. She had just took my son to Mexico. We were talking about another cruise, and she was like, got her cruise legs or whatever. Like, it was going to be so fun. Like, I have so many things that I want to, like, I want to show her my house. Like, I know she would love it. So, my grandma, I love her. Well, I was good. My kids' grandma, I was that good. So, I had planned a trip to Miami before Georgia died. And then she died, and I was like, fuck, I may not be able to go to Miami, or it's going to be ugly. Or I'm going to feel sad. You know, I didn't know how I was going to feel. I heard about the tickets, though. You gotta go. I don't have to go, but I bought the tickets, and I really want to go. I had never been to Miami before. It was going to be good. It was me, Meg, me, Dal, Sherette, her family. Sherette, Sharon, and her sister and her mama. So I went, and I knew my grandma was dying because they had said I went up there to see her, and mama said they was like, it's not going to be long. So I said a little prayer. I gave her a little hug, and then got on out of there. And we flew out of, did we fly out of Dallas? Or did we fly Frontier? I think we flew from Little Rock. I can't remember. But anyway, maybe I was driving to Dallas. I can't remember. I was driving. I don't know if I was driving to the airport here in Little Rock or if I was driving to the airport in Dallas, because I've flown out of Dallas many times too. But I got the call and they was like, she gone. And I was like, you know, I felt sad for my mom. She really took care of my granny. She stepped up, honey, and did what needed to be done. You know, out of all the siblings, my mom stepped up and did what needed to be done for her mom. And my brother said, because he was mad at her too, because, you know, it was just rough. He got kicked out real early because, you know, her boyfriend, and he was a boy, and it was like fighting and shit. It's ridiculous. But he said when my mama stepped up, that's why I forgave her. Because none of those other kids did. And it ain't like they didn't have the opportunity. My mama she was the least caregiver I know. I mean, one of the siblings got big money. One of them, he was, when she first moved here, he was so alive. He had big money, floor engineer. Came down here passing out hundreds of stuff. So he could have easily, but he didn't. My mom did. And, you know, I have a problem with, I'm not going to say I have a problem with our relationship. I just feel like we don't have anything in common or like anything like that. But we do, because she cared. And she showed that. Even when it was kind of tough, because my grandma was really tough on her. Like, she was really sweet to me, but I think she was really tough on my mama. And sometimes it's hard to take, but salute to my mama for taking care of her mama and showing us care, you know, and fostering in that forgiveness. That was pretty amazing. I think I should do more of these videos talking about my life, back, past, future, present, because I am digging up some old memories, old wounds, thinking about trauma. Like, trauma is not just if you was in a car wreck or if you got raped or if you got beat up. You know, trauma is, you get trauma from being abandoned. You get trauma, especially, you know, in a young age, when you don't get your physiological needs met. You know, you grow up trying to get to self-esteem and self-actualization, but you wondering like why you keep like it, because that initial foundation or needs were not met. And now, yes, I have I have food, I have water, I have shelter, I have a safe place to be, I have a good job, I have other, even if that job goes down, I have other things that I can tap into to make sure that I take care of myself in a financial way. I have school, so I'm also building my learning blocks logically. I have in school I research all kind of other stuff. I have burlesque dancing, like that's one of my favorite things over school, over work, over any of my side hustles. That's like the number one side hustle. You know, I've been dancing crazy all my life, and so I'm just grateful that there's burlesque where I can like actually get paid to do it. And I know people think burlesque is stripping, and that's part of it. It's some strip tease, but it's some that don't even strip. Like it's some that are like funny, but um one day I'm gonna do a strip tease. So my first show I haven't stripped yet. I just had on a bustier and some lace panties and these fans because I was like more into dance and not into stripping. But my next show I'm gonna have a cape and then I'm gonna just take the cape off and then I have an outfit under it. So it's gonna be semi-strip, but not to the all the way to the titties yet. Not ready yet. But I won't say that I'm not ready yet. I just haven't came to me yet because with each show, like I think about it, I like try to think of a vision, and I saw this elf cape. It looked this so, and since it's Halloween, it looked this so like it wasn't sexy at all, but it was just interesting. And so I was like, I think I want to do a cape, and I already had this red outfit already because I was like, I want to save money because my last outfit cost like $90. I was like, the fuck, I only got paid $150. The fuck, I'm trying to make money, not waste money. So I want to use something I already had. So the fabric costs $10 to get. Is this red like crushed velvet fabric that kind of matches my crushed velvet outfit. And then I went to, of course I said I went to Hobby Lobby and Walmart to get some ribbon and glue and string and little sparkly beads and glitter because I'm gonna make a dagger headband or a dagger scrunchie. I haven't decided what it's gonna be. I think I'm just gonna put it on a string and tie it. I don't know yet. I don't know how I'm gonna make it yet. Make it out of cardboard and I'm gonna spray paint it metallic gold and then I'm gonna Mod Podge it and then I have these little moon glitter, or I don't know what do they call it, but the glitter is shaped like tiny little moons. How adorable is that? So I'm gonna sprinkle tiny little glitter moons all over it, and then I'm gonna do my cape. So my idea here is to, I don't know how it's gonna work with Ghosty, but I really want to put my name on the back of the cape, right? But I want it to be like cursive, like look like a signature. Jada Coco. But then I also want it to be gold and sparkly. So I bought these little round balls that I'm gonna try to glue on there. And I just don't know how it's gonna come out. I'm a little freaked out, a little bit afraid, but I'm just gonna do the best I can. And no matter how the cape comes out, I'm gonna tear the stage up. Like that's the shit. I was born for this. Like I met a fan was that last night? Yesterday, Thursday, I went to the joint to see Maxie Fana perform. And Maxie did 2 shows. I didn't know she was gonna do that, but it was just an amazing time. And I met one of Jada Coco's fans. And he was like, I'm getting hot. He was like, and he was like, I'm getting hot. So Jada, in her first performance, she already left the stage dripping and making them want no more. So I gotta come with it. Come on, Jada. Or Jada gonna come with it no matter what. No matter what the costume look like. So, but for my kids, just live the life you want. I want to do burlesque. So that's what the fuck I'm doing. I want to eat clams and mussels today. So that's what the fuck I did. I wanted to clean up my kitchen. That's what the fuck I did. So it's not like the things that you want got to be grandiose. You know, like I want to own all the real estate properties that I can. And I only have one now, but so I do have some grandiose wants. Like I feel like that's grandiose to want as many rental properties. I know at least 7, so I can have 1 with each of my kids, and then 3 of my own, and then this house. So that's actually 8. I want to have at least 8 properties. I mean, that's a huge thing. But I also want to make sure that my son gets his mental health. So I'm gonna pay or go take him to the doctor or whatever I need to do to make sure that I want to make sure that the dumb cat eat. So I make sure that I have cat food here for the cat. And sometimes I try to give her my food, but I season it too much. So she act like she want it, and then she be looking like, I don't eat seasonings. She a white cat. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I had a white boyfriend that seasoned so good. It's just, oh, I miss his food. He invited me over his house the other day. And I was very surprised and I was so happy. And I was like, why am I so happy? I don't know, because he's just so beautiful to me and like so sweet and so sexy and just, oh, he seems like everything that I would want. Or he seems like everything that I didn't even know I wanted. But he's not available to me, so that's why we're not together. He's great and amazing, but I want and need someone that's available to me fully, to give me their heart and everything else that goes along with it, their energy, their time, their experiences, like open me up to their whole family, like that kind of thing. So but anyway, he was amazing. Anyway, he cooked me some food and it was amazing. Oh my God. I was just like, and he has this like tiny plates, right? And I'm tiny, you know, I stay fit. Look, my boobs getting smashed up. But it was perfect. It was perfect spice. It was just, it's so cute. Like his cabbage is just so, it reminds me, it's different from Georgia, but it reminds me of Georgia because she cooked cabbage and it's so flavorful and delicious and just the right amount of tenderness. Yet it doesn't look like it's like cooked, you know. And his was kind of like that. It's a different flavor because, you know, he has different seasonings or whatever, but very good and just very beautiful. And my cabbage, on the other hand, I usually bake it. But even if I don't bake it, it still gets like more brown. So that cabbage was amazing. And I had some, it was this gluten-free dessert with honey. Oh, I just felt so sweet, so cared for. I'm like, it is so simple, but I was glad that I got that. And so I was just joking about that. My cat must be white because she don't want no seasonings, because I dated a white man that was beautiful and seasoned very well. And I'm open to dating more white men. I mean, just joking and not really a joke. I am open to dating men, straight men, and it doesn't matter what culture you are. Obviously, I am American. I'm from America, from Mississippi. And so, but I'll date someone that's not American. I'll date any American that's, you know, good, that would fit, that I would be attracted to. But I'll date an African or Asian or Swahilian. It don't even matter. I was gonna say Hawaiian, but that's American, honey. Get it together. Alaskan, that's American too. Honey, get it together. Canadian, Brazilian, a Costa Rican, a Puerto Rican, but I think Puerto Rico is America. I don't know if it's America. I ain't gonna say. I think you can go there without a passport, but I ain't gonna say. But anyway, I just want to tell my kids that I love you so much. Make your life intentional. You have the power. What do you want it to be? If you want it to be filled, if you want to go to college, you can go. There's a lot of scholarships out there. You don't have to just take out student loans. You have to do the work though. If you want to drive trucks, go do it. If you want to wait tables, to be the best waiter. I mean, waiters can make pretty good money. Like, it's almost like stripping, honey. So you get out there and you wait those tables, and that's always my plan B. If something happens, you know, and I need something, honey, I always got mine, because I'm a servant. And so I would do really good in waiting tables and serving. So I'm grateful that I have a job where I can get some benefits and I don't have to wait tables and serve. And I could actually afford sometimes to go out if I want to, even though I try not to. But yeah, whatever it is, whatever you want to be. If you want to be a chef, you do that. You every chance you get, every free moment, not free moment. No, make this intentional. Go back to what I said. Make it intentional. So if you want to be a chef, then you need to cook and you need to schedule it. You need to make it intentional. You need to watch Gordon Ramsay or whoever you think your favorite chef is or favorite home cook. Watch these shows out here like Master Chef or Hell's Kitchen or whatever your little taste. 24 Hours to Hell and Back. I love that show. If you want to own a restaurant or you want to own a food truck, talk to other food truck people, talk to restaurant owners, talk to the servers that work in the restaurants owners, talk to the other people that work in it, talk to the general managers so you can get an idea. Like, make it intentional. Put it on your schedule. This is not a free time. Just like so even though I do dance, kickboxing, lyra, fire dance, burlesque, I do door dashing. Sometimes I do meal preps, I do massages, I tutor. Like, would I have to tutor someone? I'm putting it on my schedule, right? Because I'm a professional. I'm like, I'm going to be with you at this time. That's the same thing I need to do when it comes to something that I want to do. So like real estate, I have to set intentional time slots for me to go look at what's out there, look and see what the city got, or looking to see what the surrounding cities got, study the trends of the market, like what, because there was something that happened a long time ago, some bubble burst and people lost money, and I don't want to be the one to lose money. I don't think that's going to happen to me, but somebody had to put it in my brain, and so now I'm like, even I'm a homeowner and my home has gained value, so I expect the same to happen with my new properties. I want to own duplexes and quadplexes and triplexes. Maybe have like a 4 little thing, or maybe have like one house that has like 4 separate things, like separate spaces, like bathroom. They have to share the kitchen, but bathroom and room will be separate. Maybe I can build like one big house with a big kitchen, a big living area or family area, and then 4 rooms where you can privately access something like, maybe that's might be a good idea. I also want to buy the old house where I used to live on 23rd and Wolf. I don't know why, but I really want that house, and I want to turn the downstairs into a dance studio so I can have my poles, my silks, my hoops, and then people can come rent it out. I have a wall full of mirrors and a bathroom down there. And then have a pop-up restaurant or pop-up restaurant / kitchen. So if chefs want to come and cook in my kitchen, they can do that. They can have it where they can serve people in the kitchen, because the kitchen is big enough. It could be like a cute little small space in the kitchen, or they can serve them on the back porch that's going to be set up nicely with tables and chairs, or they can celebrate, or they can I think I was thinking about having another room. Maybe the living room. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, and then there's 1, 2. So there's 3, 4 other rooms, 5 other rooms. 1 room is going to be the hallway to the kitchen. And so I'm like, I'll just leave that open with some tables and stuff in there so people can sit in there if they want to. The other 2 rooms will be Airbnb, but they share a bathroom. And so then the other one across the hall is the master, and it has its own bathroom. So that could be another Airbnb. And then right as you're going to the basement, if you go up, there's it looked like an artist loft. It's just a bedroom up there. We lived there. Nobody lived there because it was just too cold, too hot. I don't know. We didn't have no utilities, but I could make that into an art space where people can rent it out for photo shoots. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it could be another Airbnb room, but this is what I was thinking. I really want this house, and I don't even. Right now, it costs too much. I think they said they want $31,000, and I'm like, that's too much for that raggedy ass shit. Maybe the price will keep going down, and then I'll be able to get it for a lower price and then do all of the things I want to do. Like, that kitchen is amazing. Like, I would love to put a big ass 10 burner or something in there. And I would, it would be heavy. This side of the kitchen I want. And they have the pantry. Oh my gosh, the pantry is big as a room. Like, you could put a twin bed in and still have room to walk around. Like, that's just how big the pantry was. And I was 17 when I remember this house. So things are still proportionate to what I think I remember at 17, because I'm about the same size. I may be a little bit bigger, not much, still the same height. But sometimes when I was like smaller, I go back to things and I was like, it's so small. It seemed like we had to walk so far. And it's like, it's not even that far because my legs were small. And so now it's just, yeah. Well, here is my dream. here's my I guess signing off. Make it intentional. Put it on your calendar. Write it down if you have an idea, whether it's in your phone or you have a journal or your iPad or your laptop. Keep up with it. So when you 20 years from now, you can go back and look at it, and like it could bring back memories, good memories of when you were intentional about your life. Like that's really important. We only get this one life, and I don't know. I don't know if we get reincarnated or anything. I don't really believe in it, seeing as how I don't remember that I've ever been here before. Like sometimes I remember moments in this life, so I feel like I got some kind of psychic or spiritual energy, but I don't know. I don't know how to tap into it. I haven't like thought about that. Maybe in a um, um, maybe soon I'll get to like that'll bubble up, and I'll be able to do some more research and talk to other people who have psychics and psychic visions or psychic thoughts, or they see something they like. I remember this, but how to use it for my good. I ain't gonna say that I'm a psychic. I'm just saying that sometimes I see things and I'm like, I've been here before. I know exactly what to do. But like I can see it, like I can smell, see, feel, even the thought processes, like the emotions, thoughts are like, I've been here before. But it's just in my life. So I'm like, did I live this life over again? That's the scary part. So I hope that there's no such thing as reincarnation. And if there is, I'm not going to remember. So this is the only life that you get. So make it intentional. Whatever you want. And it doesn't have to be approved by your mama, your daddy, your sister, your cousin, or even your kids. It just needs to be, if you are taking care of yourself, whatever you're doing is good. As long as it doesn't, you know, I say this because I am a healthy, on my way to whole being, meaning that I don't want to hurt people. And I think there was a point in my life when I was like fighting all the time. I won't necessarily say that I wanted to hurt people per se. It's just I was like angry and I was hurt. And so I was like anything could just trigger it, and it's time to ready to go for whatever. Now, sometimes it still seems like I want to fight, but it's just because that's what I've used over the 40 years as a coping mechanism. It's like, oh, you get mad, then you fight, and you know you can hit some people, and like it doesn't really give you any relief, but that's what you've been doing. So I have to work on that constantly when it comes up with like, don't be hitting people. It's not okay. Don't use your hands. These are people that have a brain, and they are created equally to you, and they can understand things. So I get that. There are some people that are really hurt, and they will hurt you. And so I think if you take care of yourself, the hurt will heal. And so when I say take care of yourself, and you'll be able to be what you need for who you need to be. And that means that if there are some people out there that are hurtful, yourself will tell you, get on with it, because you're in a good space. My space is peace and prosperity. I just want to be, if I want some clams, I want to get it and I want to enjoy that. I'm just thinking I'm grateful for the singleness, because I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and however I need. You know, I said the other day, I was like, I didn't think I would be 41 and dickless. I could have it. I could go get one if I wanted to, because it's not about the thing, the member. It's about what it's connected to. And so I said that as a joke, but I really meant, like, I didn't think I would be without an intimate partner, to share that whole intimate, still very vibrant, intimate life of mine. And maybe it'll come one day. I don't know. I don't hope it, and I'm not seeking it, honey, because I'm a beautiful woman. Whatever I need is gonna come to me. So that's the key. I'm gonna take care of myself. So if I really needed a husband, I will have one. And so when it gets to a point, if I'm gonna have one or not, I don't know. But if it gets to a point where I'm accepting a man in my life, then it's like I'm at that space. So I'm not missing out on anything. I'm doing way better than I ever have in my life. And I just want to encourage you, my kiddos who are grown up kids now, make it intentional. You have the power. I think each one of you has individual talents or goodness inside, brilliance. I don't know, talents, goodness, brilliance, all the same thing, I guess. I guess goodness is not necessarily a talent, but goodness is like just wanting to do good by yourself and wanting to do good by other people. I really think that my kids genuinely have that. And so to keep cultivating that, just keep taking care of yourself. So eat good, cook good. Make sure you set your boundaries with people. I mean, that's anybody. That's with your spouse. That's with your ex-spouse's girlfriend, honey. Your children. Set boundaries with people, and then you won't have to when I said boundaries with people, I don't feel like I'm so fighty, but I did today have to set a boundary, and I felt fighty, like just saying my boundary, because I think you said something about you saying some bullshit, and I was like, name one bullshit thing I said, because if you think it's bullshit, then you did not hear me, and I need to repeat it again, because if I don't, you're bound to cross my boundaries, and it's okay if you cross them, then I'm just gonna have to let you go forever, and I'm fine with that. But he says that he liked me and I'm beautiful and I'm sexy, blah, blah, blah. But that don't mean nothing. What do you got to offer? So I don't know if that's the right word. I don't know if what do you got to offer is the right word, but it's where I am. It's like I have so much to offer. And I want to offer it. I am willing to offer it. But only to the person that can match my offer. You know what I mean? And it's not about money. It's not about money, but my financial is part of me. My financial future, goals, security, that's something that I want. It's not the only thing, because I can get money. I'm living a pretty good middle class lifestyle here. So it's not just about the money, but it's about what else can you offer me? Because people have money, but they can't offer fidelity. And I need both. I need someone who's going to spend time with me. That's important to me. Like, I don't want a man that works all the time, that can't take me to the beach or take me walking or hiking, or he won't allow me to take him anywhere, whisk him off to a trip because he's always working. I don't want that. And so I'm willing to forego the money, because that's not going to make me happy. You know how I know? Because I can pretty much do whatever I want to do. Like, anything that I could think of, I could do it and go right now in this space. And so next year, I'm going to go on a journey around the United States. I'm going to start in the South and then make my way all the way up around and come back home. Or I don't know, I may not come back home. I might find a place. I plan on going to Hawaii too. So it's like, what do I want? And I thought I wanted to date. So I was like, I want to be intentional with that, because like whatever you want, you be intentional with it. And so I was out there on these dating sites, or like letting people get my number so I can get to know them, blah, blah. And then I was like, I did find this. What's crazy is there was this one dude. It was two dudes actually. One, it was like he could have been all right, but he had like a basketball stomach, and I just was like, it wasn't only the basketball stomach. It was some other things like financially and where he was at physically, and he had like some little kids, like a 1-year-old or 2-year-old or something like that. I'm like, oh Lord, and you got a basketball stomach? No, thank you. If you got a 1-year-old, honey, you got to be looking so fine if I'm gonna be your girlfriend. If I got to be a stepmother to a 1-year-old. And then this other guy, he was, I mean, respectful, sweet guy. I didn't feel scared or anything. I tried to pay for my food, and he was like, no. And I was like, I could pay. I'm okay with it. But because he was interested in me, he wanted to show me that he could pay, which I thought that was very nice. But I was not attracted to him, and I didn't think that was right. So He also said the word big dog a lot. He was like, "It's all right, big dog, big dog." Like I was big dog, and I know I could have got used to that. Like the little things you'd be like, "Oh, that's annoying," because I'm just like trying to nitpick everything. Because I'm like, I need to make sure you can never make sure you don't never know how it's gonna go if you be with somebody, you meet them, and then 5 years later you together. You don't know. People change every day, every year, and it accumulates. And so the person that I met, 10 years ago is not gonna be the same person. I'm not the same person that I was just a year ago. I'm not the same person that I was. I'm definitely not the same person I was at 31. Definitely not. At 31, I had some little kids. I was really struggling. I felt so scared and unprotected. I have no hope. Like it's so sad. Like I think about that, Jen. Like you are so smart. You are so beautiful. Like I could see that, but she didn't see it at the time. And so that's why I think a lot of it had to do with my friend that I dated off and on for many years, that saw me and was like, "Nope, you're good. Like just do these things. Like what do you want your life to be? Okay, you want to get paid more. Okay, so where are you? And uh, what can you do to get paid more? You can go to school, you can get some certifications, you can get the job to pay for some things." Okay, I did that. And then I got some more money. I'm not to where I want to be, but it's more than good enough, honey. But also, it's like, what do you want to go? Like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to go places. And so go. So I got my passport and I went to Costa Rica with my best friend Big, and that was amazing. Then COVID hit and I'm like, damn, I want to go to Rome. I want to go to Africa. But I can still go. It doesn't matter if COVID here or not. I can still go and do whatever I need to do. So make it intentional. I want to travel all over the United States for a whole year. So I'm going to go do it. And I'm going to leave. I have vacation the last week of December. And so I don't know. I was thinking about using that week to like get ready for the trip. I was also thinking about using it to go on vacation, but I was like, I want to be a year on vacation. So I think I'm just going to use that trip to just get ready, to do some meditations, to take naps, to finalize the first place that I'm going, or the first places, to make sure that I have my connections and everything. And so January the 1st, the goal is to just start driving and then going everywhere. And I'm excited and I'm scared. It's like I didn't never dream about this. I've always dreamed of traveling, but I never thought. And it's because we've been limited. Like, you're supposed to get a job, and when you have a job, you can't just travel for no year. But I am in a unique space, so I've never even had the thought to be able to do something like this. But I'm in a unique space, thanks to COVID, honey. So yeah, it was a deadly disease, but I've been pretty healthy in this thing, and I've gotten raises and a promotion, and I've gotten an opportunity to travel the whole world and still keep our job. So I'm gonna do it. And who knows, I might get out there one week and be like, fuck this, I'm going home. And guess what? I can do that because that's my business and I got my things set up. I can come home whenever I want to. My son will still be here. I'll still pay the mortgage and everything. But I may go and I may never come back. Maybe I'll find a really nice place in Wyoming. Yellowstone National Park is in Wyoming. So I'm going to come on here and talk more about my journey across the United States. Just my thought process. My therapist said, am I running from something? So I've been thinking about that. And I was like, running from what? My life is good. I don't fucking mean. Niggas is here. So if anything, what I want is a nigga. And so they here. And so they not out in the wild. But I always like to joke like that because I pretty much have everything I want in my life up until this point. Everything else is just like extras. It's just goals and dreams. But I just want to have peace and prosperity. That's it. And how I do that is love myself. I am valuable. People love me. My presence matters on this earth. And not just to me, but definitely to me. I'm pretty sure I make a difference in the work world. I know they can replace me, like, and not replace me because I'm unique. It will never be. They trying to get other people to be like me, but it'll never be another me. But they'll get someone to fill this position, but it won't be a replacement. They won't have the same things to offer, and that's with anyone. So love yourself enough to know that you are unique and you are worth valuing. Whatever that is, do just as much. Value yourself just as much as you would working. Yeah. All right. Love you guys.